Hello and welcome to Kitchen Counter Craft. If you like this video, would you please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I have on loan a Visconti Homo Sapiens Dark Age fountain pen in fine. And this has already been inked, but I asked to see the box and to just, have that pen in all its glory. And so here it is laying on a bed of velvet. It's not really velvet, it's like felt. And then it has the Visconti book in there. Very nice presentation box, I think. But then again, for a pen at this price, probably should have a box that kind of matches what you expect to find in that price range. So here it is. Oh. All right. It is a Grail pen for many, not for me. I don't know, my Grail, we can talk about that later. But this is a really kind of an amazing looking pen. I'm gonna just zoom in on that. So let's just talk about like the way it looks. And so the aesthetics are that it has that Visconti clip, which is very cool because it has these two lines where they say, you don't have to like even look, you just kind of feel up and then you can pull the clip up. And this is the Visconti, I guess, homage to the Ponte Vecchio Bridge in Florence, Italy. And I looked up what Ponte Vecchio means. It just means old bridge. So it is an homage to the oldest bridge, I believe, in Florence, Italy. And then the finial is actually really cool looking. So it's got I'm trying to find a good angle for the light. I don't know. It's just got the V on it. There we go. It's just kind of glaring off of it. I don't know if that did anything for you. And then it has the Homo sapien down here on the band, and then another little ring back here. So really, I love black pens. I don't know what my deal is. I just love a good black pen. This is actually a very nice black pen. This is the Homo sapien Dark Age. And there's a few in that line, but this is a fine 18 karat nib, and it has this really great hook safe system. So you kind of push in and just twist. So it's super fast, zip, zip, and it opens. And if you look, you can actually see this really neat design for that hook safe system. And while we're here, let's just go ahead and admire this nib, shall we? So it has the engraving and has the Visconti on there. And I don't know if you noticed this, but it actually has these extra long tines on the tip of the nib. And so it really makes for that much nicer, smoother like bounce to the writing. The feed is plastic, and I mean, not really anything exciting to look at here. But the body, I want to talk about for just a second. It is a proprietary resin that is mixed with volcanic rock from Mount Etna, and Mount Etna is in Sicily. And so as a result, when I borrowed this pen, one of the first things I did, I was just kind of holding it, and it just warms up in your hand, which is really interesting. Also, you will not have any kind of like sweaty hands because it will absorb moisture. So if it's hot outside or, hot inside, I don't know, it's really comfortable. So it's very comfortable to write with, and the feel of it is like this really nice matte black. So I have a Pineider matte. I have several Pineider matte in the matte series, and it feels similar to that, but the Pineiders don't have the volcanic ash, but the penniters were made by Dante del Vecchio, who they stole from Visconti. So there is like family resemblance, if you will. And the max fill on this is 1.5 mil. And one of the things I want to point out is that you can get max fill from using, of course, a Visconti Traveler. And so that's kind of what you have to like fork out the extra money for this, so that you can get a nice fill from the Traveler. Plus then you have the ink in there so that you can take it with you and have it available as well, so if you run out. And so one of the other reasons you want, if you get a Homo Sapiens, you would want to get a Traveler is because, I don't know if you noticed, it's one of the first things I noticed. Where's the ink window? How do you know how much ink you have? Well, it's kind of one of the reasons why you would want to get a traveling ink pot with purchasing this one. So I want to point out that this is actually, the cap is fairly heavy. And then when you post this thing, it becomes huge and heavy. So I'm not one to post. Oh, and also this ring, it's kind of like this fail-safe here that it just kind of fits very nicely into this cap and really is secure so that your pen's not, you know, going this way or that way. So it's really well balanced. It's a super great pen. I mean, of course, you know, for that price range, should be. All right, so let's see, what else do I want to say before I start measuring? Let's go ahead and measure, shall we? All right, let me get my ruler out. And so if it has the cap on, it's just at 5.7. And I was trying to figure out, like, okay, what are some pens that I own that I could even compare this to? So I grabbed my Mont Blanc 146. So that should give you a fairly good idea. Let's see, do I have my 823 anywhere here? Oh, I don't, I have it on my desk. All right, so, you know, 823, kind of similar size to the 146. So that should give you an idea of what the Homo Sapiens looks like. It is a little larger than the Mont Blanc 146. And if you don't have that, let's see, I have my vanishing point here. You can just kind of take a look at that for comparison as well. So there's the three, if you want to just kind of have an idea of what that looks like. Uncapped. Sorry, I'm like scared about using this pen here. All right. There we go. So much larger. You can really tell the difference once you take that cap off. So there's the difference there. Of course, vanishing point, you don't have to do anything there. So you can see that this is now like right outside of 5 inches, so 5.1, and then that's right at like 4.95 for the Mont Blanc. So Mont Blanc's much smaller. Most likely for larger hands, you will have to post that. The body is much lighter as well. And so just so you know, it's not apples to apples at all. But I just, again, when you're looking at higher end pens, just wanted to give you a higher end pen to compare to. All right, let's go ahead and do a writing sample. And the person who I borrowed this from, also wanted to share some pros and cons for this. So let me write first, because I can't seem to do two things at a time. Let's just write. And the ink in this is Ackerman 23, kind of a brownish ink, really pretty. So a few things to note here. Hardly any feedback and smooth as can be. Right. Where's the ink? Okay. And then I'm just going to do a quick writing sample. I forgot to mention that this is my Rhodia dot pad. So writes extremely smooth. I can see why there's the hype. So a few pros and cons. Let's see, what the heck did I write? Okay, yeah. So you don't actually have to open up the lock back here for venting like the Pilot A23, because this actually does not have twin tanks. It doesn't have a double reservoir. So because it doesn't have a double reservoir, it's actually a negative because you cannot fly with this, even though it has a vac fill to this. The other thing I was going to mention is that it does not have the ink window, which I already did mention. I believe someone said that they're like, they put one in or they're going to put one in, but this one does not have that ink window at all. So you would need the travel inkwell. It feels like resin, warm to the touch. It has that original lava. I'm not locking this because I'm not looking at it. There we go. It's very sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's going to just fall apart. The nib is just fantastic. It is bouncy. It's wet. And also, by the way, in my search for the true fine, it actually writes like a true fine, which is kind of interesting because it is a European fine, but it's writing, and up on top I have a Franklin Christoph Sig fine, so you can see that it's writing like a true fine pen. So that kind of was surprising to me because I think sometimes there's some quality control issues. From what I understand, you can have problems getting the nib to be a sweet writer. Now, why is that an issue? Well, this is, upwards of what, $700-800 for this pen. And if you take it out of the box and it's not writing well, that would be an issue. However, this pen was purchased at the pen show, so they were able to write with this and have no issues with that at all. So it was exactly the type of nib that they wanted, so they snatched it up. And I was told that this is very much a Grail worthy pen for sure, and just like a joy to write with. So some negatives, again, the quality control issue, no ink window, so it'll run dry or starts to hard start. And so you want to make sure that you have a good fill to this pen so that you can write for a while. And then the power fill system doesn't always give you a full fills. And again, another reason to get the travel filler. So those are it. So really a lot more pros than cons to this. And I also know that whenever I look and see, like, I think these pens get snatched up fairly regularly, which again does surprise me, especially for the high ticket, price ticket for these guys. And anyway, just I have not really handled $800 pens before, so it kind of makes me nervous, but at the same time it's very, very cool. The nib is 18 karat. They used to make it out of platinum, and from what I understand, the platinum nib wrote way too wet. This one is actually a very nice writer, just enough on the wetness for the ink, and I don't know, enjoyed writing with it. So I've taken some notes with it, and then now just did the writing sample, and I can say it's kind of a pleasure to write with this. So I don't know, what do you think? Is this something that you would get, or is this something that you just kind of take a look at and wonder? I'm still not sure. Again, I think I get intimidated by the higher end pens, and especially you know, I always think like, would I be using this on a regular basis, or am I just fine with my Vanishing Point, or even like a Pilot Kakuno, which is like $12. I'm not saying that the Pilot Kakuno matches up with this. It's a totally different league. I mean, a Mont Blanc is a totally different league, but okay, I'm rambling now. So tell me what you think in the comments. If you like this video, would you please give it a like? That really helps me. I would appreciate it. Also, you know, share your comments if you think that a person would be out of their mind to buy this. Tell me that. Let's hear what you have to say on the Visconti Homo Sapiens. Until the next video, bye.